So hi guys, I'm a student. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my new video. So after vlogging, I thought that I have just come back to the videos of educational like C programming, class 10 practical, and I'm going to start the class 10 practical number 1. And this practical number 1 is write a program to find the sum of two numbers using printf and scanf statement. So guys, here I just use the offline compiler in mobile phone, and here I'm just writing the program. After that I will execute and just explain you the programming, the working of this program in C language. So here is the program. First of all, we have started studio.include link section. After that we have started the main. We have declared three variables, num1, num2, and then sum. Here in your book, practical notebook, the sum all variables used, but you can also use the sum variable, sum name for the variable, to calculate the sum of two numbers. After that you have used the printf and scanf. This process can also be done by variable initialization, like you can assign the value by using the is equal to operator, but here the specification is that you have to use the printf and scanf. So first number will be initialized by printf and scanf, and so as the other number. After that on 11th line you have to give the formula of sum, because sum is not initialized by the user as it is calculated by the C language compiler. The formula of sum is equal to n1 plus n2, and then you have to use the printf command so that the value of sum variable must be displayed on the screen. Okay, so printf must be used there. After that, get statement. Get is not used here because we are not getting any character constant. We are taking our input, we are displaying our input in the form of integer variable, so I have just excluded this command, this statement. So here I've just executed the program, and you can see I've entered two numbers and I've defined the sum of these numbers. Now there's options here in menu. You can save this program easily, and for further use, so now let's move to the practical number. Before moving to the program number 2, practical number 2, I have just shown you the flowchart of this program. Start symbol, oval shape, and then for input output you have used a parallelogram. Then because there are two inputs, so there will be two parallelograms. Then processing symbol, there is a formula of sum, and the last output will be given same in the parallelogram. And last, the oval shape is used to stop the program, to end the program, to end the flowchart. Yes students, practical number 2 is write a program to find subtraction of two numbers using assignment operator. So now here is not compulsory that you have to use a printf and scanf, but we are doing the same process like in the previous program. I have just initialized the numbers, two numbers, num1, num2. You can also rename the variables like a, b, or x, y, or number 1 writing fully name. And for subtraction I have used the keywords sub, sub. This is variable name. And by printf and scanf I have just initialized the two numbers, num1 and num2. And on line number 11 there is a formula of subtraction. So subtraction we have to find with the assignment operator. Subtraction is equal to num1 minus num2, means number 1, if there is no compulsion, number 1 can be greater or lesser than number 2. So number 1, number 2, num2 will be subtracted from the number 1. And then I have used the printf command. Here same thing, that I haven't used the catch statement because we are not finding any character. Instead the compiler is displaying our integer type data, so that's why I have used the get statement. And last is return statement. So here I just compiled the program and I have written two numbers. Like say if I write a smaller number in n1, so answer will be in the negative form. Students, after compiling, there is a flowchart of this program. Start, input num1, num2, same as the practical number 1. Same symbols are used to initialize and initialize the inputs, processing, and then starting and ending the program. So you can just repeat the video to understand it better. practical number 3. Write a program to find multiplication and division of two numbers. So it is not specified that whether we have to use as equal to operator or we can use the function. So simply just to write the program, we will just use the is equal to operator to find the multiplication and division of two numbers. So first of all, I have just used the link section, and then I have started the main section. I have initialized two variables, num1, num2, and multiplication and division. Just remember that the num1, num2 will be initialized by the user, will be input by the user, and multiplication and division, mul for multiplication and div for division, will be calculated by the compiler. So for that purpose, I have just given the formula on line number 12. Or for multiplication and division, multiplication is the product of two numbers, num1 into num2. You can use another key variable names like ab, number 1, num2, or xyz. And for division, I have used the num1 by num2. Slash is used as a division operator. Then I have used the printf. Printf is used just to display the result of multiplication and division. Slash n is used to for so that our output of division and multiplication must be displayed on the separate lines, and after same return 0, and then I have just compiled the result, and I have just entered two numbers, and product and multiplication and division are in front of you. So guys, here I'm showing the practical number 3 flowchart. As the practical flowchart is the practical total presentation of our program. So it's easy to understand our program, that whenever we plot, map our problem into a graph or symbols, then it is easy to understand. So same symbols are used. So let's move to the next program. So my dear student guys, let's move to the practical number 4. Write a program to find the sum, product, and average of 5 given numbers. This is just like the mixture of all the previous programs. In this program, we have to find all the sum, product, and average. As you know that the formula of sum is calculating all the variables combining, and then average is calculated by dividing the sum by number of variables, and product, all the values will be multiplied. See the program in front of you, starting from the link section, then main section, and I have initialized the 5 variable integer type data, and then sum and product. Average is initialized in the float type data, so %f format specifier will be used to initialize the format variable. And then I have used the enter only once. I have used the printf and scanf because I am just initializing all the values of all 5 variables in the same line. After that, line number 11, 12, 13, and then I have used the sum, product, and average formula. Sum, as I have told earlier, there will be plus and all the variables, and product, multiplication, and average formula is given. So in your book 5.0 is written. So 5.0 means that the average will be calculated in the form of float variable dot fractional. So here I didn't use the 5.0. I've just written 5, so variable answer will be in the form of float integer. After that, I've used a printf command to display the value of sum, product, and average of 5 numbers, and last return 0. So you can see I've entered 5 variables. The compiler is showing the results and sum of variables, products, and average. So you can note down the program is in the practical notebook, and you can see the procedure of compiling. Again, I'm compiling the results. I have just entered 5 different numbers. I'm just repeating this again for the better understanding, like 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, and like so on. I've entered different numbers. 5 numbers 3600 and average is 6. For calculating the average, sum must be calculated first. Sum is 34. Now let's move to this flowchart. In the flowchart, start parallelogram for input, and then for because I have used only one statement for input, so there is only one statement, one parallelogram for initializing the variables value, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4, 5. And then I have used the rectangular symbol for sum, product and average. After that, to print the sum, product and average, 3 different symbols are used because these are displayed on the 3 different lines. As in the program we have used 3 multiple means 3 different printf statements separately, just to show the output on different lines. And after that, I've used the oval shape to stop the program. Practical number 5. Here is the practical number 5. Write a program to calculate the area and circumference of a circle. So here we will use the formula. So here's the program. I've used the link section, main section, and then I have used the initialize the variable, construct, float. Float is data type and pi is the variable. Okay, this is used for calculating the formula of area and circumference. As the area formula is pi into r square and circumference formula is 2 into pi into r square. So for this purpose, I have initialized the variable pi and radius, and then area and circumference. Okay, and then area and circumference will be calculated by the compiler. With printf and scanf at line number 9 and 10, I have just initialized the variable with printf and scanf. Here I have just initialized the value of radius as pi is given in the above at the time of initialization. So after that, I have just given the formula to calculate area and circumference at line number 12 and 13. Like this, I have just started compiling the compilation. Now it is asking enter the radius of a circle. It up to the user that what user gives the input. Let's say I have just input 2 or any other value. After that, 2.3. Just entering the radius, it will calculate the area of a circle and circumference. Because we have given the printf command after the formula of area and circumference, the value of radius will be inserted in the formula of area and circumference, and the output will be directly shown on the screen. Here there is only one input, radius. Pi is already given at the time of initialization. Okay, and this value of radius is incorporated in the formula of area and circumference. So this is the flowchart this is the program for practical number 5. Now there is a flowchart of practical number 5. These are the very simple programs. So here we have just used the parallelogram for input, processing rectangular, and then output rectangular, parallelogram, and oval shapes. So hope so this explanation will be very helpful, and it's very easy. Let's move to the next practicals one by way. I'll just keep uploading the videos of all the practicals, like practical up to practical number 60. Just keep watching and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.